Hi everyone, it's Marieta. Thanks for tuning in today's video. I want to give you the answers to your questions. So I will be doing Q&A when it comes to US Embassy updates and routine visa services resumption. So stick around. Coming up, guys, if you're new, welcome. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that bell notification button, and let's get started. In today's video, I want to answer your questions, so I will be doing Q&A, and these are actually your comments that you posted below one of my videos that I made recently, US Embassy updates, routine visa services. And so guys, this is something that I would like to do starting from today. Here and there I will be doing Q&A. I will be answering your questions. So if you guys have any questions, I highly recommend that you post them below my videos if you want your question to be answered. I will be doing this once in a while, so don't be mad if I don't do it daily. But yes, today I do want to answer your questions when it comes to US Embassy reopening. So let's get started. The first question is, Jasper is asking, please tell me about the college. Is it open? I'm not sure what you're asking. College, is it open? Like, I recommend you contact college or university where you wish to enroll. And yes, colleges and universities are open in the United States. If you want to apply for student visa, again, I highly recommend that you first contact college or university and apply there. And if they give you the I-20, then you can proceed and you can apply for your student visa at the US Embassy. And yes, US Embassy is processing student visas. What about Haiti? Reopen, please. Guys, for me, there is no way to know if every single embassy around the world is open already. So I highly recommend that what you do is you contact your local US embassy. You can, number one, check their website, and then number two, call the number. They usually post the number to call, and you can call the number. And if you already created online profile, if you already scheduled your appointment in the past and you were not able to attend your visa appointment, you have access to that online portal, and there is how you can actually submit a ticket and start communicate with the US Embassy staff. So I highly recommend you do that. If they provide you a number to call, you can call that number. And this is exactly the advice I gave recently to this gentleman who called me, and he was asking me what to do. My school is starting in January 2021, and I still was not able to schedule my appointment because I don't qualify under emergency appointment. Well, in that case, I highly recommend you keep calling them and explain the situation that you already paid for your school, you have the confirmation of the payment, your school is starting in January, and you need to schedule the appointment. And I would just be calling them over and over again. All right, so moving on. Hello, I have applied for ESTA and I got denied. So as a European Union passport, if a French citizen needs to apply for the US visa, can I apply again? Alright, so if you are from European Union, there is still travel ban in place. However, recently I made a video, EU travel ban is going to be lifted. Trump administration is actually intending to lift that travel ban. I will be linking here video for you guys, but you have to be updated every single day, and you have to understand that these are shifting news and these are changing news. So you guys have to be flexible, but right now, as far as I know, if you are from European Union, there is still the travel ban in place, and if you are just traveling to the US as a tourist, you cannot enter unless you are one of the exceptions, right? Unless, for example, you are E2 investor, for example, you are a business owner, you're going on a business trip, or you qualify under other exceptions, right? So typically the tourist cannot really travel from Schengen if you spend at least 14 days in Schengen area, Schengen zone, sorry, and you cannot really travel and enter right now as a tourist because of the COVID restrictions, right? So, but to answer your question, yes, you can be reapplying again, especially if your ESTA was denied, then yes, you can apply again, but I would also check again if maybe you can apply for ESTA again once the travel ban is lifted. So what you need to do, you need to monitor the news when the travel ban is lifted, and then maybe I would apply again for ESTA. And then if not ESTA, then I would apply for a B visa. Just so you know, the B visa, regular tourist B visa, is not a priority right now. So other visas are being processed, and every single embassy is opening on post by post basis, and they are monitoring the local conditions. So it's very different for each country. And so just because they announced that routine visa services are resumed, that doesn't necessarily mean that all these embassies are really resuming routine visa services, including B visas. You have to stay flexible, guys. This is the way it is, and it's probably going to be for another 2-3 months. But again, like, you need to be monitoring your embassy, their website, and so on. Okay, so that's that. Moving on, the next question is, let's see. U.S. Montreal Consulate only does mission-critical visas for American citizens and spouses, however not EB-type employment visas. Okay, Niresh, here is the thing. EB-type employment visas, if you remember, are actually part of the proclamation. There was a proclamation issued a couple of months ago, and as far as I remember, this proclamation is going to expire end of December 2020, as far as I remember correctly. And as far as I remember, this proclamation was also including not just the H visas, not just the L visas, but also the EB visas, employment visas. The reason this was issued was to protect the labor market and to provide the job opportunities to US citizens, and therefore this proclamation was issued by President Trump. So that's probably the reason why you are not able to get this visa processed via the US Consulate. And yes, it's true, they are providing mission critical visas because they are obviously serving the exceptions, they are serving the national interest visas, and also the emergency situations. So guys, you have to stay updated. This is changing on weekly basis, to be perfectly honest with you. So that's your answer, Niresh. I want to visit a friend who can assist me. Okay, Elvis is asking. All right, guys, so if you want to visit your friends in the United States, you need a tourist visa. And I already explained that right now, if you are from, for example, countries that are in European Union, you cannot enter because there is a travel ban in place, and there are also not really issuing the tourist visa. So I don't know where you're from because you didn't say your country, but if you are interested to apply for a tourist visa, it might be challenging for you to even schedule that appointment because US embassy, simply put, they are not really issuing tourist visa as of now. All right. When is the US embassy reopening in Mumbai, India? Okay, again, this was a question submitted a week ago, and I recommend that you go ahead and check the US embassy in Mumbai, India, and read the instructions. Everything I already explained today, I will do. I will do, and you need to contact them. Otherwise, it's difficult for me to say what is going on specifically with your embassy as of today. Thanks for good information. I'm a green card holder of US. I'm outside of the US since April 24th, 2019. My last date was April 23rd, 2020. So it's over 365 days since I re-entered the US. Due to COVID-19, I'm stuck in my native country, India. How can I re-enter the US now? Okay, normally if you overstay longer than 1 year, you might have difficulty to come back to the US under your green card because you're showing intention to really abandon your green card by not residing in the United States. The purpose of the green card is to reside in the United States. The purpose is to really pay taxes in the United States and be a full-time resident of the United States. So if you stay longer than 365 days, you might have a difficulty to enter the country. However, these are different circumstances. First of all, I would say that if you are a green card holder, a resident of United States, you can enter United States. That's really not an excuse here, actually, because residents can enter United States right now during COVID-19. So that's not necessarily that excuse, but I understand you probably don't want to travel, maybe you don't feel safe to travel and so on. So you might be able to, enter US with your green card and get away with that if you actually explain the situation. I highly recommend, if you need more help, you can contact my office@immigration.com. And you can also find a link below how you can schedule an appointment with me. But like I said, just because you are outside of US and you have a residency in US, you have a green card in US, that's really not an excuse, because you guys can enter the United States, especially if you're green card holders, even during COVID-19. And even if you are from those countries that are banned, right, like the travel ban, right, if you're from Europe, for example, still they let you in. All right, next question is, hello ma'am, what about O1 visa? Okay, so the O1 visa, it's similar to E2 visa, for example, right? Like, you guys are not necessarily limited. You guys can enter US, you guys can actually work in the United States. If you're under O1 visa, you are okay. So if you are currently seeking O1 visa, you can actually apply for O1 visa if you need the stamp, right? But if you are under O1 visa, you can enter the country under O1 visa. So you should be okay with that. Okay, moving on. Okay, madam, please reply. I am about to pay $25,000 in bond. My final date is 2022. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean final date 2022. Not sure what that means. As far as the visa bonds, I made a video recently about the visa bonds. And so this is affecting mainly African countries, 15 African countries, and then additional countries, Middle East. And basically these visa bonds are divided in 3 categories: 5,000, 10,000 and 15,000. And it depends on the circumstances, depends on your history, prior history. They want to ensure that you actually come back to home country, you don't overstay in the United States. And this is usually connected with issuance of B1/B2 visa. And its pilot program in place for 6 months only, will expire in June. And therefore, I'm not sure what you mean by visa bond $25,000, because as far as I know, there is no visa bond in this amount, but I might be wrong. So again, in that case, I would suggest you contact my office@immigration.biz.com. But guys, like, again, these visa bonds depend on that individual circumstances. Like, if you have a history, or if there is a high tendency for you or suspicion for you to stay in the United States, or they also look into the purpose of your travel and also the other circumstances surrounding your case, right? Whether you have family members in US, whether you have business trip, whether you have business partners in US, how much money you have in your bank account, what are your ties to your home country? That's the most important one. What are your ties to your home country? And what's the purpose of your trip? Why you intend to travel to the United States? These are the main factors they look into. Okay. Okay. What are the educational documents required to bring for US spouse visa interview at the US Embassy on interview day? Okay. Now, the spouse visas are different spouse visas. I don't know what you're talking about exactly, because, for example, if you are under E2 visa category, there is a dependent visa, right? If you are under L visa, it's dependent visa. If you are talking just about the spouse, like, I need to know specifically what are you asking, because if you're asking about fiancé visa, that's a different story. Like, exactly what are you talking about? I need to know. But when it comes to spouse visa interviews, usually you need to show not necessarily educational requirements. Educational requirements are usually connected with the people who are applying for their work visas, or when they're applying for E2 visas, then they need to typically show the educational requirement. When it comes to spouse visa, not necessarily what needs to be shown is more of documentation concerning their ties to their home country, or if it's concerning a green card, obviously the marriage certificate and possibly their job documents, like what kind of job they have and so on. Okay, what about DV visa? So again, the DV visa is right now it's not open. A DV visa is usually open in October and November each year, concluded first week of November each year, and DV visa is on. It's gonna open again next year. Right now, people who submitted their entry in 2020, they have to wait till next year, May 2021, to see if they were selected. And DV visas are on, like they are being processed, and so I guess that's your question. I'm not sure if I answered it correctly. All right, so thank you so much for information. We are waiting to get enter of United States from Myanmar. All right, thank you again for this video. I can wait for the US Embassy in Nigeria to start issuing visa again. So yeah, Myanmar, Nigeria, looks like everything is closed there. Again, very useful information. Thanks a lot. Can a B1/B2 visa holder from India travel to the US for tourism? Okay, so yes, actually, if your country is not on the travel ban, you can travel to the US for tourism, but again, I would be very careful because if you go to the US, as far as I know, if you go to the US under B1 visa, which is the business visa, you can enter the US for purpose of a business. Now, if you go to the US just as a tourist, it depends from what country you're coming from. You want to double check that particular instructions when you're traveling to US from your country, in this case it's India, and double check that, because yes, technically you can travel from India if your country is not on the travel ban list, but again, I would be cautious, I would be careful, because just because you have the B visa/B2 visa issued in your passport doesn't mean that you can actually enter the US. I would say yes, you can, unless your country is banned to enter the US. As far as I know, the answer in your case would be yes. Okay, guys, so I hope this was helpful, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you want me to do more videos like this, do let me know. I'm gonna wrap up this one because it's already too long, and stay tuned for my upcoming videos and updates. And yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted when it comes to reopening embassies, when it comes to resumption of routine visa services. And those who have more questions, please do your question, leave your question below this video, and I will probably do another one like this where I will be actually live answering your questions. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Stay well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.